Alright guys, this is inaccurate. Sorry I haven't really been posting videos lately. I've been kind of busy with work and stuff and posting meme videos on the other channel. So if you want to watch that. So I watched an anime called The Day I Became a God. And I'll say this right now. I actually like the anime. And of course I'm going to give a lot of reasons to why I liked it and why there were some other glaring issues to it. But let's start from like the very beginning. Like before I even watched the anime. Before you click onto an episode, there's a list of comments that you can read. And a lot of these comments I usually like to scroll through and get a general idea of what people are thinking before they go into an anime, or sometimes they might spoil things, but fuck those guys. And while I was scrolling through it, I just noticed comments like, hey, this anime is made by Jun Maeda, the guy who made Angel Beats. Oh my god, made by Jun Maeda. Holy shit, you're gonna bawl your eyes out. It's so sad. It's great. I love this anime. And it was just filled with, these high expectation comments. I'm just like, okay, this is bad. Because it was just this one author who wrote an anime that everybody appreciated and everybody liked on a good level and very high quality and all that. But, now they expect that his other works must be just as good as Angel Beats or, slightly around that area, even though to be able to constantly create a work like Angel Beats or Clanad, is really difficult, and it's really difficult to meet expectations like that. So because of that, I already kind of knew like this is not gonna live up to the expectations. If it does, that'd be fucking great, right? But obviously it didn't, because I checked the My Anime List score. It's lower than average. It's 6.8. I think average for My Anime List is like 7.2 ish. If you guys remember Cyberpunk 2070s, that was hype beyond belief, and then when you actually played it, it was extremely glitchy, and it felt like a kind of like a lower grade GTA. Because my expectations weren't as high as other people's, my expectations going into just clicking on a random anime and just watching it are usually pretty low. So, like Cyberpunk 2077, do you guys remember the people who didn't have like any expectations for Cyberpunk 2077? Do you remember like how much fun they actually had? So from the first episode, you're shown this pink-haired lolly girl who's in a nun outfit. Okay, whatever, right? And spoiler alert, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers in this video. So like, I thought episode 1 was really good because you guys remember that scene where he basically plays baseball, but then he completely fails, and then he goes to talk to Izanami, and then he confesses his love to her, and then she just shoots him down, and then there's just that slow motion of him just like being rejected and falling to his knees, and then the camera fucking zooms out, and then she's just fucking gone with the wind. She just disappears instantly. Oh my gosh, that was the most like hilarious part of that anime, which I absolutely loved. So you get past episode 1, and Hina basically is like the god of this whole anime. And hey, whatever. It's like Melancholy of Haruhi, right? She's basically the god. She's dragging around the dude to do like dumb stuff with her because she's bored all the time. And it's different in the way that she pretty much counts down that there's like 30 days left for the world to end. And I'm going to say this right now. I actually would have preferred that storyline. I would have preferred that if she was actually a god, and then the world was going to end in 30 days, and then everybody, like fucking dies or something. I think that would have actually been a better story. But then you kind of go through, and then you kind of realize that like the first 4 episodes, there's not really consequentially like a story. Like they sum it up at like the very end, like in episode 12, where it's like, oh yeah, she did this thing on purpose. She just wanted to like screw around on purpose. But then like while you're watching it, you're just like, what am I watching? I remember there was like this one comment when I was watching the anime, like one of the episodes was just like, what is this anime trying to be or like trying to become? Like it was just confusing the fucking shit out of people, right? Like they were kind of enjoying it. I mean, you know, until they got to the mahjong episode, like who the fuck understands mahjong, dude? I like watched all of Saki and I still don't understand jack shit about mahjong. Then again, you don't really watch Saki because of the mahjong. You watch Saki because of a big old. Anyways, so then it gets to like episode 5, right? And oh god, episode 5 was just fantastic. I love that stuff. Like it transitioned from being like super confusing and kind of funny to just like downright fucking sad and emotional. And that's Jun Maeda's calling card. Remind me of like Gintama, where just one episode would just be like a dumbass comedy, and then the next episode you're just like, what the fuck? Why is this so serious? This is really actually pretty sad. And then after episode 5, there was some shit with like the hacker dude. He was there specifically for the storyline. His like background wasn't really good or anything, you know, like I still think like the CEO is kind of a bitch. And then, you know, eventually I think it was like episode 8, the author kind of pulled out this situation. It's like, what? Hina didn't get served a cup of tea. Like, does that mean she's not real? You know, like trying to like Menma that shit. But then, you know, it was just a fucking joke. It was just a prank, bro. And then, you know, she eventually gets served tea. But then that's when you also kind of find out that she's not really a god. She's just a normal girl with muscle atrophy. I think that's what it was called.
Muscle atrophy.
And then it kind of gets to the end where, you know, everything that, what is it, Jun Maeda ever creates usually gets stupidly sad and, you know, like serious and dramatic. And I was just like, yeah, okay, you know, whatever. So then that kind of brings me to a lot of stuff. Obviously, there's the plot of the whole anime, which is pretty jank, I would say. Like, compared to a lot of things like Angel Beats or Clanad, you know, it's definitely much more janky because first 4 episodes were just extremely chaotic. 5th episode was super sad, and then episodes after that was just trying to push the story along, but then I didn't really care about like the hacker dude or, you know, where the story was really going, to be honest, and like they were making a movie. And then, you know, eventually she gets the chip taken out of her brain, and then she reverts back to being a child. And then the guy pretty much, you know, has to take care of her. And then, you know, like at the very end where they just decided like, yeah, that's why, you know, Hino was trying to do all these weird shit. It's because, you know, she just wanted to have like 30 days of fun before her whole world collapses and all that stuff. I was like, yeah, I could see how I could see the story behind this. I could see the reasoning behind like making these like plot developments. So like I think I'm fine there. The one that I really have a problem with is like the relationship between Hina and like the main dude. They did not seem like they had like a romantic relationship, even though like at the very end the author was just like saying like, yeah, these guys are is explicitly like in love with each other. I always thought they were more like dumb friend A and dumb friend B, you know, just doing dumb shit together. It did not really feel like a romantic relationship. I wanted Izanami and the guy to be a couple because Izanami is just a fantastic character. She is just great, and she just that was also another problem, that Izanami, because she's such a great character, she kind of overpowers everything else. So like never in your life would you think like Hina would be like a romantic partner for like the main dude, but like Izanami just like straight up there, right? You know, fucking number one. There's something else I also want to mention, is that I always try to make a difference between like when the anime releases each episode week by week, as opposed to someone who just kind of sits down and just watches the whole thing because it's like 3 months later. The people who watch this anime week by week, I could definitely see how much they would hate this anime. Like imagine watching like episode 2, 3, and 4 like all in succession, like for 3 weeks straight. I do not have that good of a memory. And trying to keep the plot intact for those 3 weeks is really difficult, especially when you don't really see a semblance of plot. Like, most of us have Zoomer brain going on. Most of us can't even hold our attention span for like more than 5 seconds. You expect us to remember something from like last week? And for the people who pretty much just like sat down and watched the whole thing like one sitting, I would say that that was definitely the way to kind of go about this anime. You know, things like Gochumon Usagi Deska, like imagine watching that in one fucking sitting as opposed to week by week. That shit is fucking hard. I've done that before and it's fucking painful. Yeah, I mean overall I enjoyed it. I liked how funny it was. I liked episode 5 and how sad it was. Yeah, the story was really jank. Yeah, I think that Hina and the main dude probably shouldn't be a couple. I definitely wouldn't say it's below average though. Like 6.8. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm out. Bye.